Hey Leo, how's it going? I'm going to be doing a monthly reading for you. This is for the month of July, but it is timeless for whenever you click on this video. It doesn't have to be in the month of July. Whenever you feel inspired to click on this video and watch these messages and listen to these messages, they are meant for you, Leo. But this is going to be me focusing my energy on what's going to be the most prevalent for you, Leo, in the month of July. What's going to show up? What's going to be some stuff that maybe pops up for you? If any channeled messages comes through, I will deliver those. I definitely see that your desire is to thrive in life. And whether you realize it or not, whether you realize that that is ultimately what determines whether something stays or whether something goes in your life is it something that I can thrive on? Not just survive, I'm talking thrive. That's what I feel for my Leos right now. Is I feel like you've been kind of in this like survival mode for a long time, and it's now time for you to like stretch your paws out and really take in your surroundings and take stock of your resources and see where can you actually go? What opportunities are actually open and available for you? What are the possibilities that you can grasp and take and run with? It's like the world is your oyster right now, even though I feel like it's like you don't feel that way at this moment, but the world is your oyster. You are like ready for a change. You're ready for something new to come in. You're ready for something to finally give. You're ready for, that callback. You're ready for that new love. You're ready for the next phase of whatever love you're already in. Like, it's time for you. All right, interesting. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to keep those, but I just wanted to see what the cards were trying to say already. These cards are ready to speak to you, Leo. I think it's been a long time coming since you've gotten a little external help and some guidance on your situation. Like, it's time to really give Leos a bone, like throw Leo a bone, even though Leos are, lions, but, throw the Leos a nice juicy steak because they need a freaking steak right now. Like, maybe you should look into grilling for this summer, this next month in July, or I should say this month, because technically today, as I'm recording, is July 1st. So happy July, everybody. I feel like I see like meat sizzling on a grill, and like the heat is like, even though it's hot, it's like burning something away that's supposed to leave your life and ushering in something new. You're like, I just saw the phoenix, like Phoenix rising, Phoenix burning and then being reborn in the ashes. But you're just this like amazing lion with wings. That's what I see. You're a lion with wings, and it's time for you to soar and roar. Okay, Leo's, like, it is your time. It is time. Especially at the end of July, like towards the middle end of July, it's going to be Leo season, and that's like really a time for things to be on fire, like time for things to light up time in your life, time for things to burn up and get to a fever pitch. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's all going to end up being a good thing. I just heard that I don't know if you've heard of that parable, but I just heard it in my mind of that story of the guy who, his son, their horse runs away. And when their horse runs away, it's like, oh, terrible news, terrible news. But then the horse returns with a whole herd of horses. And next thing you know, like his horses have like tripled or quadrupled. And it's like, oh, what good fortune, what good fortune. And then his son tries to train one of the wild horses and he breaks his leg, and it's like, oh, that's unfortunate, that's bad fortune. But then a war goes on in the land, and they go and do mandatory recruits, and they say to the farmer, we can't recruit your son because he has a broken leg. So his son was saved from going to the war. So it's like, oh, good fortune, good fortune. So it's like this is kind of how your life has been, where it's like things that seem bad are happening for you, not to you, but for you, Leo. And now it's time for you to take stock in what you have gained thus far and run with it in a direction that calls to you, whatever that is. It is time for you to step up to the plate. Like, that is what I am seeing big time. So let's draw the cards and see what the cards have to say for you, Leo. I'm going to do one more big boy shuffle, and then we'll pull the cards. Okay, let's see. All right. Very interesting. Bottom of the deck energy. All right. Yeah, you've definitely been through a time of healing for sure. You've definitely been through it. You've definitely have had your fair share of challenges. And it's like the reason why, like, okay, it's kind of like every challenge that you face, you inevitably heal from and learn a lesson from that you use in the next steps of your life, which has caused this gradual improvement of your life. Even if it doesn't feel like much has happened, it is happening below the surface at the very least. Like, it's happening within you, because it has to change within you before the external world will change around you. If you've ever noticed that, you level up on the inside, and then your life starts to change for the better. And that's just like what's been going on, whether you've realized it or not. Because in the past position, we have the challenge. You've had challenges. You've been challenged. It's been challenging up until this point. It probably feels like you've been fighting your own fears in order to be able to move forward this entire time. And you're kind of sick of it. I feel like you're tired of fighting with yourself. You're tired of fighting with others. You're tired of feeling like life is a fight to get what you deserve, because you Leos, all the Leos I've ever known, which is a lot because most of my family are Leos. A lot of people I know are Leos. I'm just surrounded by Leo energy. And honestly, I love Leo energy. It's a little sassy. It's sassy. It's like, look at me. But it's not like, the dark side of that would be like on a narcissistic level and being blind to truth. But most of you Leos are kings, and all of you Leos, let me correct myself, all of you Leos are kings and queens. You are the boss. You are boss energy. And this lifetime is about you learning how to unlock that boss energy and step up to the plate, because that is how you're going to get the life that you've always wanted. And yes, it's scary. You've been fighting the fears that have been holding you back this whole time. But in doing that, and going through those challenges, you have done a lot of healing. This is at the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck energy is like hidden forces at work, or like things hidden from you, or things that you don't necessarily see, like the subconscious kind of thing. This has been happening like in the background. This has been a background program that's been running the entire basically your entire life. Every challenge that you've ever gone through, every fear that you face, you overcome and you heal from that. I see that. That is what's happening to you. So you remember when I mentioned that things are going to be on fire for you, Leo? Like, things are going to heat up almost to a fever pitch. That's what I am seeing here. Is this is your old life. Your old life has caught fire. And not only just caught fire, but started a whole damn forest fire, Leo. Like, that is the Leo energy right there. It's like, no, we're not going to just have a little burn ceremony and like burn a single piece of paper and release all that has been holding us back. No, it's like we need to torch everything. And from those ashes, explore what we can grow from those ashes, because that is what healing is. Healing is taking the shit that life has given you and processing it so that you can turn it into rich manure and treat the soil of your own, treat the dirt and the soil of your soul to grow the garden and the plants that you desire. And whether that's literally, maybe you do need to do some plant work, like spend time in nature, get your hands in the dirt, do projects, get your mind off of your fear by getting your hands dirty with a project of some kind, like building, planting, even if it's just a single house plant. You take that house plant and you care for it with your life. That's going to help you so much be able to process this fear that you've been feeling in exploring the next phase of your life. So that's what I'm seeing is like right now you're being exploited. This card, I actually read this first as exploration, not exploitation. And I think that's kind of also a big thing that's been holding you back is you, Leo, have been exploited. You are being exploited in this current moment because it's in the middle here. Your life has been exploited. You have been taken for granted. You have done all of this work, and yet somehow, somewhere, somebody or something keeps coming in and just kind of wrecking your hard work or not giving you the credit you deserve. It's sort of like, the Raiders, I just saw this little story of like these people taking care of this honey and they have the honey farm and it's going really well. But then these raiders say, well, I want that honey that you worked so hard for. So I'm going to burn down the forest, wreck your beehives and take all your honey and leave you for dead. That's what's happening to you in this moment, Leo, and you're recognizing that. That's why things are getting to a fever pitch because you can't keep going like this anymore. It is time for you to get rid of all of those people that would take from you. Any job that takes from you more than it gives, any person that takes more than they give, anybody who comes behind you and talks shit about you, get rid of them. Anybody who would undermine your awesomeness, get rid of them. It's time for you to basically burn down the whole forest and start new because I feel like you've kind of gotten into this place where you've done enough fighting with yourself and fighting with your fears and dealing with all these challenges, and you've been doing the healing work and everything, and it's led you to where you're at right now. And where you're at right now is calling for there to be a clearing out of anything and anyone that would exploit you on any level so that you can grow into the next part of your life. And it's going to be exactly what you want. All the dreams and hopes that you have kept in the back of your heart and in the back of your mind and deep in your soul, it's time for those things to be planted and so that they can grow out of the decimation of your old life. So I know that kind of can sound really scary, but this is going to happen. You see, okay, it's going to happen whether you go kicking and screaming or not, Leo, because you see this forest fire, like you could see that as like somebody going in and setting that fire, or what I just saw was that the forces of nature are at work here, that regardless of whether you want to go to the next phase of your life or not, it's happening with or without you. Actually, it's going to be with you. But like I said earlier, are you going to go kicking and screaming or are you going to go willingly? Because this is for your own good kind of thing. There's a reason why you have been exploited the way you have been or not recognized the way you deserve. And you've been having this kind of lack where it's like, I'm doing all this work, I'm doing all this healing, I'm doing all this fighting. Why am I feel like I'm still losing? Why do I feel like I'm not where I want to be? Not that you're necessarily losing because you are winning, whether you realize it or not, but it's like, you're not where you want to be completely, Leo. That's the feeling I get is like, you're not fully where you want to be. And it's going to require, a clearing of your old life completely and a rebirth basically up until this point. So the fact that the King of Arrows, which is like the King of Swords, is at the end is clarity. That is like the card of clarity. Okay. The Kingfisher is a bird that is a miraculous bird. It is one of the fastest birds out there because what they do is they literally pierce fish in the water with their beak. So they're flying around, they see a fish, and then bam, they go for it. So this is basically the same story that you need to adopt for your own life is get clear on what you want to build from the ashes of your old life, because your old life is kind of going up in flames right now. Things are changing. It doesn't have to be so dramatic. It doesn't have to be so in your face. It doesn't have to be a negative thing at all, like that story I told you earlier. It can feel like that for some, but for others, it's like, you're getting married. That's a happy thing, but that is like a big change into the next phase of your life. Or you lost your job, but guess what? You're getting another one and it's even better. Or just things like that, like big changes I feel are afoot for you. So these changes are going to require clarity of thought. So I see, I heard diet, like the food you eat. I saw healthy meals, more salads, more leafy greens, especially dark leafy greens. Anything you can incorporate in your meal. If you can have a vegetable with every meal, even better. Drinking more water, at least 1 cup of water for every 1 cup of coffee, basically. If you drink a lot of caffeine, you need to balance that out with water. Also, caffeine has a very long half life. So, caffeine takes a very long time to actually get out of your system completely, and it does mess up your sleep. And so if you drink a lot of caffeine after 12, it's going to be in your system late at night. So if you have a caffeine addiction, maybe reducing the amount of caffeine you drink in the evening to hopefully none at all in the evening. I would say like any caffeine you consume past 2 o'clock is going to disturb your sleep big time. So if you can like cut off caffeine by noon, that's even better. But if it's going to take a little bit of getting used to as far as like cutting that out, then I would just take baby steps towards that. Also, I just saw somebody smoking. So like nicotine, be careful with nicotine. That can also disturb your sleep as well. It kind of blocks you from being able to like really get into that deep REM sleep that you need to like do a lot of healing work. And the healing card is popping up to show you that the more you can do to advocate your own healing, the better for your life. So that would be taking care of your body is going to be like number one for you. That's going to help you get clarity of mind because your gut, your gut is what you're putting in your body affects your mood, and your mood affects the way that you think. So if you're finding yourself in bad moods or negative or kind of lethargic or depressed, doing something on the level of your diet is going to help a lot. The things you put in your body, nicotine, caffeine, all those drugs, if you take a lot of ibuprofen, like be careful with that. Or if you drink a lot of alcohol, like try to reduce it to just the weekends, or maybe wait till past noon. Like switch from coffee to liquor, I don't know, after 12. I don't know. That's terrible advice. Don't listen to that. But you know what you need to do. This is going to be like, yep, I knew it. Like, thanks for calling me out. I already knew. Like, those are the changes that you are being called to make, especially in the month of July. So, Leo, listen to your body. It's going to help you a ton because your body is your best advocate in this world, in this three-dimensional world that we live in, this three-dimensional reality that we live in. Your body is your home, your temple, your biggest advocate. Your body wants you to survive and thrive. Your body wants to be healed. I mean, think about it. When you cut yourself, your body heals that and you don't even need to ask. It just does it automatically. Or if you get a sunburn, it like heals automatically. So be nicer to your body, be more gentle to your body. If you find your body is stiff, then stretch. If you find that you're tired, change something in your diet. Usually, I notice when I'm feeling really lethargic, I'm usually eating a lot of like sugars or fatty foods or like fast food or just carb heavy foods, or too much caffeine can actually make you feel tired, but then you're not actually able to get the rest that you need. So also nicotine, no matter if it's in cigarettes or vape pen or chew or whatever, how patches, it doesn't matter. Like nicotine reduces the blood flow in your body. So it shrinks your capillaries, and that actually can cause you to not think as clearly or as well, which causes a lot of depression and anxiety because you're not able to like think through very clearly your life situation to the point where you can have perspective and not feel those anxious thoughts or have that depression or those fears that you've been fighting with, I feel like basically this whole time. So just pay attention to that. Something to pay attention to. Okay, before we go, I wanted to point out to you this stone that I've picked for the fire signs for the month of July. It is citrine. Look at that citrine. Isn't that gorgeous? Get yourself a piece of citrine. It's going to actually help you heal your gut a lot. I've been wearing citrine for the past month just to get a good feel for it. And it really does help with making better food choices over time because you want your gut to feel healthy. Like I noticed that my awareness of my own gut has increased with that stone, which has helped me actually cultivate joy in my life and make decisions that are like, okay, this is too stressful. Is it something I need to physically cut out of my life, or is it a mindset I need to let go of? And it actually has helped me gain that perspective and that clarity that you're going to need in order to continue your healing journey and get clear on what you want so that you can actually know what seeds to plant in the ashes of your old life. So thank you so much for watching, Leo. I hope that this information has helped you. I really enjoyed reading for you, and I hope that your July is fabulous and the rest of your life is fabulous. And I hope you return with me later as I do more readings, because there's definitely going to be more. This is definitely something that I've been called deeply by Spirit to do, and it's about time that I get to it. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.